My name is Francesco. I'm 34 years old. I work in financial technology, specifically process and policy development for startups and mid-sized companies. I started seeing some specialists outside of Kaizen before I found Kaizen Brain Center. And then essentially a number of my symptoms progressively got worse, largely through mismanagement of medication and improper communication between disparate specialists working in different ways. Overall lack of collaboration, overall lack of communication in general. But the diagnosis was multiple traumatic brain injury, REM sleep disorder, migraine, and then they included a description of some of the other specific symptoms, so like just sensory disturbance and that kind of stuff as well. So fortunately most of that's gone, which I'm really grateful for. I don't experience much in the way of the cognitive symptoms that I was experiencing before, and what little that I do, it's rare and much more manageable than it was before. My memory is significantly improved. I've noticed major improvements in terms of the emotional elements of what I was experiencing, depression and anxiety in general. Very rarely experience anything in terms of synesthesia and the misophonia. I don't have any of the sleep disturbances that I had before, which is in itself great. And I very rarely experience migraine. So overall, pretty dramatic improvement. I'm able to return to a lot of the stuff that I love and really interact with people like a human again. So for me, TMS is a part of a multiple treatment protocol. I initially had an intensive treatment protocol where I received TMS multiple times a day, every day for 5 days. That in itself saw major improvements. Just total boost in mood, total improvement in quality of life, and all of the things that kind of come out from that in terms of interpersonal relationships, being able to communicate, being able to share space and time with people who you care about, and not just kind of, sit zonked out all the time. The TMS continues to have an improved effect on my mood, and it diminishes the severity of the emotional symptoms when I still do get them. It's difficult to find someone or a team of individuals who can look at you from a holistic perspective. Coming into a space like this, an environment like this, where they do seem to really care about you as a person and about what you want and what your needs and expectations are in your healing process. It's a huge deal. It's a really, really, really big deal. And he recognized that some other things were happening and that I might benefit from actually being seen by a team of doctors all under one roof. And so I took his advice and I came over, and at that point I was being seen by Dr. Ahmed as my primary neuropsychiatrist, Dr. Ansari for my migraines, and Dr. Nisanen for my sleep disorder. And those individuals being able to work together and actually communicate and collaborate around my healthcare plan was what made the difference for me. I genuinely do believe that. And I wasn't able to find anything like that previous to finding Kaizen Brain Center. So it was a big deal. Being able to go into a place with individuals who do know you and are getting to know you in a real way, and where you can see that they're actually communicating about you, where you go and talk to one and they're not just blind to what else is going on that you've talked to the other person about. Being able to be in an environment where you can see and hear and feel that they are collaborating around your well-being, and that they're communicating and they're talking to you outside of just whatever the minimum requirement is. That's really in itself a life-changing experience in terms of how you can feel cared for, particularly in a medical industry and environment that often fails to really make people feel cared for. I'm speaking for myself there, but I don't think I'm the only one who feels that way.